One of my favorite historical weather events, April 9th, 1918. Now, there were two significant events on this day. The first was a blizzard, and that started in the morning. About 9 o'clock that night, an earthquake. So let's go over the snow first. According to weather records, snow started falling in the early morning hours on April 9th. Now, most of the snow melted as it fell during the day, but all of that snow accumulated overnight. The stronger winds led to higher snow drifts. Heavy snow led to downed telephone and electric lines. Roads were covered, and the big concern was the fruit crop, as the fruit trees were in bloom. There were some damage reports of heavy snow collapsing into some skylights in Harrisonburg, as well as some roof collapses. Snowfall ranged from a measly 2 inches in Charlottesville, while Moorfield picked up nearly 3 feet of snow, most of this falling in 2 days. Now, there was also a death in Winchester. A boy was killed when the roof of a cow barn collapsed. Heavy snow in April is unusual, but can you imagine the reaction when at 9 o'clock at night, the earth shook during the April blizzard? That's right, an earthquake, which was centered in Page County, and it was felt all over the valley.
What's unique about it is they had just installed a seismograph at Georgetown University that picked it up. And so everyone's on heightened alert with the weather, of course, and now something like this happens. There are all sorts of faults that are all leftovers from when the Appalachian Mountains were formed. We don't quite know why they continue to be active today, but it's just a buildup of stress.
The weather observer in Winchester wrote, "Trembling with a rumbling noise that lasted 30 seconds.
Strong enough to be felt. Certainly people would have noticed it. They would notice some damage in places. Certainly the closer you are to it.
Minor damage included some windows that were broken, plaster cracked in walls, and some cracked ceilings. Now, the Page Courier newspaper described several aftershocks and a sleepless night, that quake scaring many across the area. Going back in history, seismologists have estimated the magnitude at a 4.9. So if you want to roughly compare the mineral earthquake that many of us remember from 2011, that quake was about 22 times stronger than the earthquake in 1918. You can find more local weather history on the weather section of WHSV.com.